That's all it took for Amanda Nunes to end the Ronda-Rousy era in the UFC, the queen of armbar submissions, flatlined. The woman who once ruled the octagon like a goddess, broken. And now, almost a decade later, Ronda-Rousy is talking comeback training footage, UFC White House rumors, and one haunting quote, "I remember my last fight walking away thinking, God hates me." This is the brutal downfall of a legend and why her return might be even more dangerous than her exit.
She's in trouble, Mike. She's in big trouble. Can she finish it right here, right now? Shot to the body. Ronda is in big trouble, Mike. Nunes' hands are down. She's walking Ronda down. She tagged her again. Amanda Nunes. Flawless performance by Amanda Nunes. Stunning, devastating victory by Nunes. Wow.
December 30th, 2016, UFC 207. Amanda Nunes didn't just beat Ronda. She exposed her Rousey entered the cage after a year away, following her head kick humiliation from Holly Holm. But against Nunes, she never stood a chance 30 seconds in. She was already dazed. By 48, she was done. Herb Dean stepped in. Rogan couldn't believe it. Flawless performance lit Ronda up like a Christmas tree. Ronda would later admit it broke her. In her own words, "I had nothing left. I remember walking away thinking God hates me." After leaving the UFC, Ronda found comfort in the WWE, but inside, she was still haunted. Haunted by the speed, the brutality, and the silence of her final UFC walkout. "You're more than just a fighter," her husband told her, but could she believe that? Fast forward to 2025, training footage drops. Ronda looks lean, focused sharp, and the rumor mill goes insane. Could she really come back for the UFC White House card in 2026? She's 38, a mother of two, and hasn't fought since that Nunes nightmare. But Dana White? He loves comebacks, and let's be real, Ronda sells. But it gets juicier. Amanda Nunes is back. Kayla Harrison just destroyed Juliana Pena. And the UFC Women's Bantamweight division is finally relevant again. Could we get one final mega trilogy, Rousey versus Nunes-Doas, or even Rousey versus Harrison in a real-life WWE versus MMA war? One more shot at redemption. One more chance to go out on her terms. Ronda-Rousey was the face of women's MMA. Her rise was cinematic. Her fall? Tragic. But now she's training again. Eyes on 2026, and a burning desire to finish what she started. Do you want to see Ronda return? Should she fight Nunes? Or is it time for her to stay retired? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and don't miss the next chapter of UFC Legends Reborn.
I mean, you know, Chris Cyborg's pumped to the gill of fucking steroids. No one wants to watch that cheating ass bitch. Like, everything just tanked. The division was dying. The UFC bought Strikeforce, and it was assumed that they were just going to absorb all of the male talent and fold all the male talent that they liked and fold the whole organization, because that's what they did with Pride. That's what they did with, like...
Ronda Rousey just called out Chris Cyborg in the most savage way possible. No octagon, no contract. Just straight up venom pumped to the fucking gills with steroids. That's not a tweet. That's Ronda on record on camera, going off. And here's the kicker. Ronda never fought Cyborg, and fans, they never forgave her for it. But this rant isn't just about steroids. It's about power and Ronda's need for Dana White's approval.
Congratulations on an absolutely spectacular performance. Ronda-Rousey, ladies and gentlemen!
Anytime Ronda-Rousey is on the card, there's plenty to get excited for. So we will find out in the coming hours, coming days, coming minutes
Rousey now admits she was obsessed with staying in Dana's good books. I had to make sure Dana couldn't go a single day without seeing my name. And that obsession? It led her straight to self-destruction. Let's go back to UFC 193, Ronda versus Holmes short notice. Brutal KO.
Didn't do much to hurt Jones. Oh, but that one does! It is all over!
She saw it. She started circling and then threw that head kick. Clipped her with the foot. It wasn't the shin bone, but it was still enough to put her away. Wanted to make sure she was going to stay down, going in for the kill.
Ronda now says Dana urged her to fight in 2015 to replace an injured Robbie Lawler. She wasn't ready. She had injuries. And mentally, she was already spiraling. It wasn't blue ducks. It was self-destructive thoughts. She says Dana's pressure to fight too soon broke her. And the result? The most stunning collapse in UFC history. Fans always wanted Rousey versus Cyborg. But Ronda says she walked because the UFC didn't need a steroid queen. No one wants to watch that cheating-ass bitch. Was Ronda ducking or protecting her legacy? Cyborg went on to become a UFC, Bellator, and PFL champion. Ronda, she walked away. Ronda's book tour has turned into a warpath. She's exposing the UFC, slamming Cyborg, and finally admitting the mental toll of chasing Dana White's respect. But Cyborg hasn't responded yet. And with Kayla Harrison now rising as the next star from PFL to UFC, the ghost of Ronda still haunts the division she built. The fight never happened, but the beef, it's still cooking. Ronda-Rousey versus Chris Cyborg, legacy or lie? Like, comment, subscribe, because the truth behind Ronda's final war is more savage than any KO.
Two-rank bantamweight contender, Kayla Harrison.
Kayla Harrison attempting to make, I should say, let's give it a few seconds here, making 135. There it is, 135.0 for the first time in her career. I mean, that right there is the first most important thing for her to have success.
Amanda, who do you got this weekend, and who would you rather fight after the fight's over?
I have Kayla by decision, and honestly, I'm a champion, you know? Either one, I'm going to be ready for.
You were talking about how if Kayla Harrison wins, you would come back and fight her. If Juliana wins, would you still come back and entertain a third fight with her?
Definitely. I miss you so much. My baby's big now, so we actually should always sleep at night. We have trouble at home, so I was very concerned about that because, you know, we need sleep. As a fighter, we need sleep. We need, rest. And now my baby's big, and I'm ready to go. Kayla or Juliana, I'm going to be ready. Actually, I'm ready to stay here, So we're going to take the belt back. I'm going to defend as long as possible. As long as my body can handle, I'm going to be here. Okay. So let's go.
John? Now that she's come in the UFC and she's actually won the belt and fought her way up. Amanda, people respect what Amanda did here. So I agree with you. It felt big. It was a badass stint. It was all organic. None of that was fake. We had no intentions of her going up into the octagon. I actually had to tell the guys to let her up. They weren't even letting her in. So yes.
Kayla Harrison called her out. Amanda Nunes stared her down. Dana White teased it. But now the mega fight might be dead. Kayla Harrison is ready to fight right now. Amanda Nunes is already back in the testing pool. But the UFC just told both of them, no fight unless you play by the rules. And here's the twist. Those rules, they can be bought off for a small fee. At least that's what Kayla said. But now it looks like Dana White refused. And the question is, why? Today we break down the beef, the testing pool controversy, and whether Amanda Nunes is making a huge mistake by coming back at all.
Kayla, there she is.
What's up, guys?
Are we any closer to you versus Amanda?
Soon.
Soon. What, you think Madison Square Garden in New York or?
Maybe, if she's ready.
So is Amanda back in the testing pool?
I think so. I think she just got tested.
Oh, that's what's up. Hey, well, you're the go, and it was nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
At UFC 318, Kayla Harrison didn't just win the belt. She hijacked the entire division. She made it crystal clear, I don't care about the 6-month testing wait. I'll pay the fee. Let's fight now. But here's the catch. The UFC isn't under USADA anymore. They've got their own program now. And Dana White, he could have bent the rules, but he didn't.
And just wondering if you saw Amanda Nunes' reaction to
I
it.
did. I like it. I thought she retired too soon anyway. I like that she's intrigued by this fight. I love it. I think she's the GOAT in all combat sports, female. So if Kayla can get in there and win a title, it would absolutely be fun to see her come back and try to grab it again. And then it's one of those things, and she's brilliant. She's brilliant for this because she's already looked at as the GOAT, right? And then you have this scary new woman that comes in and she destroys Holly Holm. Can she win the title? Can she get through Pena and Raquel? And if she does, for her to come back again and then possibly win this fight, it's impossible to deny her.
He was tempted, but someone, maybe the lawyers, maybe the money guys, said no.
135, the official weight for the champion Amanda Nunes. 135 pounds, the official weight for Irene Aldana.
Amanda Nunes retired at the top, double champ, on her own terms. But now she's back in the testing pool. She's even passed her first drug test already, but don't celebrate yet. That means no fight until January 2026 unless she gets an exemption. And it looks like the UFC won't give her one. The dream fight with Kayla, delayed, maybe even denied. So why come back at all? Here's the part the UFC won't show you. After a year, I started having anxiety. I didn't want to be here. That's right. The lioness broke mentally. Retirement didn't free her. It destroyed her. She said she needed structure, needed purpose, but now she's risking her entire legacy just to feel normal again. Just ask Henry Cejudo how that comeback went.
If your wish doesn't get granted of Amanda coming back to fight you, how big do you really think that Kayla Harrison fight could be? Because if we're honest, I mean, she does have a lot of hype around herself. You just got the belt back, so how big could that fight be in your opinion?
Yes, if Amanda cowers away again and does not come back and fight me, then yes, you're absolutely right. Kayla brings a lot of eyeballs and a lot of attention to the sport, and I love that.
Kayla isn't Pena. She isn't Aldana. She's a judo killer, and she just dominated a former champ in her UFC debut. Nunes may have the GOAT status, but Kayla has youth, hunger, and zero respect for legacy. She's calling out Nunes like she's just another stepping stone. Kayla Harrison says, "I'll fight her now. Pay the fee. Let's go. I'll whoop her ass." Here's the dark reality. This fight may never happen. Nunes can't fight for 6 months without an exemption. Kayla doesn't want to wait, and Dana White's not budging. So what happens now? Do we get Nunes versus Pena 3, or does Kayla Harrison move on and call out Valentina Shevchenko, Zhang Weili, or even a men's division fighter just to keep the hype alive? So let's get real. Is the UFC protecting Amanda Nunes by not letting her fight early? Should they let Kayla Harrison pay to skip the testing rules? Or is Dana White secretly hoping this whole mess just goes away? Let us know what you think in the comments. Smash that like button if you want to see Kayla versus Nunes in 2025, drug test or not.
Like she's going to reign at the top of the division for a long time. I know we've got...
You think she'll beat Nunes?
I do think she'll beat Nunes, yeah. Wow. I do think she'll beat Nunes.
I have a belt. She has a legacy. Let's put it on the table.
She is absolutely jacked, Kayla Harrison. And I just don't think... I think that strong base that she's got...
You're celebrating, you invite Amanda into the octagon and everything. Was that something that you were hoping and like wanting to happen to actually come in there?
No, I mean, it wasn't like a planned thing. I mean, in my head, this is what I want. And I saw her on the Jumbotron and I was like, let's make some, what do the kids call it? You know, aura magic or aura farm. I don't know what the hell they call it. Let's make some promotional magic right here. So I said, come on, let's go, girl.
Yeah, I think it worked out great.
Tom Aspinall just said what no one in MMA dared to say out loud.